Hello, fellow Freaky Leaguers. It's time for a Week 9 matchup with Joseph. As you can see, we have the teams on the screen here, with my team on the right underneath my little camera in blue, and Joseph's on the left. Joseph has a couple cool modes here, one of which is Rain, obviously. You have your standard Golden Go Rain sort of stuff, and then a Trick Room mode with Gallade or Sinisha and Avalugg, and then a really fast mode with like Booster Energy, Iron Jugulus, Raichu with Electro Web you could do. I don't know if he's done that, but he could. Nuzzle, Hisuian Sneasel is very fast. A couple different modes here. The one I was most concerned about was just like a standard Rain team rather than Trick Room. With the Trick Room here, Incineroar being one of the more powerful mons in Trick Room, and Gallade being powerful too, but I felt like I could get by it. I kind of lean more toward focusing on Golden Go, Gallade offensively and fast, Incineroar for support, and Iron Jugulus type stuff going on. That's kind of how I game plan, and a lot of it's based off of based on the statistics of what he brought before. The number on the left side is in blue for each of these columns is how many games that each of us have brought each mon to before this matchup, and the one on the right, in whatever color it is the KD for that particular mon. As you can see, Iron Crown, Sneasel, and Scizor pulling the weight on my end, and then he has Basculegion and Incineroar do a lot of his work so far, and a lot of support other than that. So that's kind of what I was leaning toward. Golden Go brought to 4 games. Iron Jugulus brought to 5 games. Very balanced team on how he uses this. So I was kind of ready for anything, but at the same time I was kind of leaning toward a Rain team is what I was kind of thinking. So here's what I brought. I've highlighted or circled in red a couple of the relevant moves for the matchup. As you can see, I did an physically offensive Tornadus with Covert Cloak to get past Fake Out. Jolly Nature, max speed, is 1 point faster than Raichu, and 1 point faster than Moltres, I think. Maybe a couple points faster than Moltres. Definitely 1 point faster than Raichu, because Torn will hit 179, and Raichu maxes at 178, which I thought was important, so that I could get a jump in Icy Wind before it could Electro Web my shit if Raichu showed up. Other than that, we have, like I said, Icy Wind and Scary Face. This was Sunny Day until the very end, when I thought that Scary Face may get me a little bit more, be able to drop the speed in half of anything on the other side, as well as drop my own kind of side, use it as a side Scary Face to drop my own speed if Trick Room came, which I didn't think it would. But honestly, in hindsight, I think that Sunny Day would have been better. But Sneasel, we have White Herb Sneasler. We have White Herb Sneasler with brought with Dire Claw, Close Combat, Throat Chop. Very standard Sneasler on my end compared to other weeks. Bulky, more attack than usual, kind of slow. The idea being that if Raichu gets a Electro Web off, or if Incineroar intimidates Sneasler, then that White Herb will hit, and its attack drop from Intimidate will be reset back to 0, and then it will have consumed its item, therefore getting Unburden Boost and doubling its speed. So that was kind of the idea. I didn't want to bring Indeedee here. There are just a lot of mons that it wasn't good into this week. So classic Scizor down here. The only difference being that in that 4th move slot, I kind of rotate. I have Knockoff, which ended up playing a huge role. So because we have, back to Joseph's team real quick. Knockoff could do huge damage to Gallade. It could do huge damage to Basculegion, Sinisha, and Golden Go at a minimum. So my thought process was that Knockoff would be very useful there, which it was. This is a very, very fast Scizor compared to what I usually run. It's 220 speed investment, which is 113, which is 1 point faster than Adamant Incineroar. I noticed that Joseph likes to run an Adamant Incineroar, and a faster one typically. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll guarantee that I'm faster. That way I can U-turn out. He fakes me out, then I get faked out. But if he doesn't fake me out, then I can U-turn out before I get Flare Blitzed. Because I just didn't want to have to. I didn't want to have to Terra the Scizor unless I felt it useful. I didn't want to have to use it defensively. So that was kind of my thought process on that. And Fast Scizor kind of liked it. It was pretty good. Dragapult is the other Mon that I brought to every game. Standard Dragon Darts, Dragon Dance, Phantom Force, Focus Sash, nothing to do a lot there. Terror Dragon, Max Speed, Max Speed Adamant. What's funny is this is 1 point faster than a normal Basculegion when it has Swift Swim up. If I get a Dragon Dance up, I can outspeed Adamant, Basculegion, and Rain, even though its speed gets doubled in the rain. But Joseph spoilers will bring Scarf Basculegion, which I will totally not expect, and which is, of course, faster than my Dragapult, and I figured that out just a little bit too late. Sudowoodo, we keep bringing Sudowoodo. He's going to be good someday. Glitter Amulet to get rid of Intimidates. Head Smash to do a ton of damage. Sucker Punch being huge. Same concept as Scizor, where it's just going to do a ton of damage into Basculegion, which is most likely going to be Scarfed, or most likely going to be a Choice Band, in my opinion. And then I can just, Sucker Punch before it moves. It does like 70%. Same with Golden Go. I can smack that thing before it moves. If Sinistcha ever tries to attack, I can hit that thing. Sucker Punch was going to be huge here, but we'll see. Latios, Choice Specs. Choice Specs mod. This thing does a ton of damage. I hadn't run these calcs before. But Latios, Choice Specs, Draco basically kills everything in the game. And even like Luster Purge, Thunderbolt, Aura Sphere, if you can get a super effective on any of these, then there's almost nothing that can survive. Like the super bulky Politoed or an Assault Vest Incineroar is basically the only thing it could live. A super effective move from Latios on Joseph's team. I think even with Assault Vest Incineroar, we were pushing like 70% with Aura Sphere and Terra Fighting, which is crazy. So that's kind of my team. Here's what Joseph ended up bringing. Sinistcha, Iron Jugulus, Booster, Basculegion Scarf, like I mentioned, which was a huge game changer here. Incineroar, Assault Vest, Terra Fairy, Golden Go, Leftovers. Looks like, kind of bulky, kind of fast. And very, very bulky not minimum speed, but no speed investment Politoed with Citrus Berry. Just the bulkiest thing you could get. So that's what he brought. Let's get into the games real quick. From a game hat. Alright. I put the Terra types in the top left. I hope you guys like that. I always find it difficult watching games that other people play, and I'm like, I don't remember what any of the Terra types were, and it's kind of significant, and I have to kind of go back and try to remember. So those will be in the top left the whole time. So it'll just be there to help guide us. Okay, so I lead this game. Well, okay. So initially, I'm thinking that I need to get a speed advantage. Tornadus is a must bring, because we have Rain here, so we probably have Swift Swim Basculegion, or Iron Jugulus Booster is what I'm thinking, and so I need to get a speed advantage right away, so Torn is a very, very must bring in this matchup, because we need to be able to outspeed. And so I lean that way. Dragapult and Tornadus. He brings Golden Go and Sinistcha. He's threatening Trick Room right here, which I kind of had to respect, but I felt like with the mons I brought in the back, I could get through it. Like I said, I wasn't really too threatened by the Trick Room option, so I was kind of just played it offensively. Phantom Force and Knockoff into Sinistcha, which Terra Seals to survive. Phantom Force makes that Shadow Ball miss, and then does a huge damage into Sinistcha. And this was kind of a part where I didn't really know how to get rid of this thing, Sinistcha. I'm kind of just doubling into it and doing like 15% damage each time because it was extremely bulky. So this is a note that I'm making this note right now because in other games I will bring certain things to try to avoid being in this situation, because he could have, because I'm just doubling into that thing. I haven't tried to attack Golden Go at all. He could have nasty plotted and done it and just ran away with the game immediately. So that was definitely a huge risk I was taking by doubling into this, ignoring Golden Go. But Shadow Ball goes into Dragapult, takes it down. Dragon Darts just to do a little bit of chip damage. Knockoff brings Golden Go down to around 40%, and now he's getting the plot off. Nasty plot. Machigacha takes out my Dragapult. In hindsight, I might have been able to Phantom Force this instead of hitting a Dragon Darts to get a little bit more damage and avoid that move. I bring in Sneasler, hoping to get a throat chop off eventually. I sacrifice Tornadus here. I knew he was going to make it rain. But I didn't want him to Rage Powder, and then for my move to get redirected and then just lose on the spot. So, Aura Sphere into double KO right there, Aura Sphere into Sinistra, and Throat Chop into Golden Go takes the KO. And this is a huge part. So, I don't know this time that this Basculegion is Scarf and Swift Swim, which makes it ridiculously fast. Now, my Latios is going to push faster than even, like Choice Band, Max Speed, Jolly, Basculegion all still outspeed that thing with Latios and Tailwind. So I should have learned right away, and I think I learned right here, that, oh shit, he outsped me. With Last Respects, takes my Latios. That's just a genius thing for Scarf there. Take that thing out in one hit with Terror Dark, which is good. And then this Politoed is just too bulky. I was hoping to get a status there. If I got slept, then I could have won that one. But we go down game one, and I'm thinking, I had that in the bag if it was Choice Band or if it was anything except for Scarf. So let me just maybe run it back. Maybe a little adjustment, bring Latios in the front so I don't end up in a situation where the Sinistra is out of control. So I wanted to bring I kind of figured he would bring the same thing. And so as an adjustment, I've Torn in the back now. And Dragapult in the back as well. I basically want to get rid of the Sinistra as fast as possible because I found it to be a problem last time. Luckily for me, Golden Go protects, so I kind of get a free KO there. And this is when I decide that I'm going to get the speed advantage here. And hard call there on the U-turn. With this move right here, I just figured that it was such an obvious Terra situation, that it was so clear that it would be so beneficial, because you have Politoed. Politoed doesn't really want a Terra. What Terra is it? It's Steel. Like, you can make it extra bulky. I don't know. I just felt like the clear thing to do was to Terra the Golden Go. And so because of that, I just hard called it. I thought it'd go Terror Dark. If I get this wrong, I basically lose. But you turn right into that, does 100% damage. And lets me switch to Dragon Pulse. And I have a speed advantage. 4 Mons to 2 lead. And honestly, I think I somehow almost lose this because of how dangerous this Basculegion is. I Terra, forgetting that this thing was Scarf. Weather Ball takes a ton of damage to my Tornadus, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, I'm gonna somehow lose this too. Last Respect kills everything in one hit. Knockoff critically, because I had knockoff on that Tornadus, I could do a ton of damage to this Basculegion and remove the Scarf. So it's still it's still super fast because it's in rain, but it's just a regular 260 speed, which means I have things that can outspeed it now, which was the most critical move here. I have Latios saved in the back. This thing has Thunderbolt for this specific reason, for Politoed and Basculegion purposes. Thunderbolt kills Basculegion, and then it's just chip back and forth. Icy Wind knocks me down, but I'm still faster than Politoed. Because it has no speed investment, it's 90 speed. It get the parrot, doesn't matter. We got such a big lead from the hard call and from that first turn where he protected and I doubled into that other slot that I somehow scraped this one out, but it was way closer than I needed it to be. I almost lost it, even with the huge lead. So now I'm thinking, well, fuck. Even with a huge lead, I almost blew that because of how dangerous this Basculegion is. I need to do something else. What can I do? I can't outspeed that thing. I didn't bring Sunny Day. If I get in a position to Scary Face it, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I'll bring Sudowoodo to Sucker Punch that thing. That's what it's here for, right? It's here to Sucker Punch Golden Go, Basculegion, and Sinistra, all which are here. And it's kind of risky, because if he brings Iron Jugulis, which he hasn't brought to either game, then he can get a speed advantage and kind of run away with the game. But I'm really thinking that he didn't bring it 2 games in a row. He almost pulled that one out of the ashes. He handily won the first one. He's going to do the same thing. He doesn't. I have Scizor Dragapult, and then I have Sudowoodo. I think Latios in the back. He brings Iron Jugulis, and there's just really nothing I can do on the speed advantage here. He's going to get Tailwind up. And I get some good damage on the Dragon Darts, but honestly, Dragapult was not the move this matchup like I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be goated, but was kind of a liability. Didn't get any kills. Dark Pulse goes into Dragapult, takes it down to Sash, like everything does. I Terra Dark my Scizor because I didn't want to have to U-turn at the risk of Snarl or Dark Pulse. This turn, I switched to Sudowoodo, thinking that Incineroar is definitely going to Flare Blitz. So you don't have Rain up. This is your one chance to Flare Blitz. I just Terra Dark. You're gonna Flare Blitz into this thing. So I'm gonna switch Sudowoodo. It's gonna do like 20% damage, and then I'll be in a good spot to just kind of hang out here, head smash something, Sucker Punch Basculegion when it comes in. Flare Blitz does nothing like I thought, but it critically burns my Sudowoodo, which is so frustrating. 10% chance, it happens. Switch in Scizor, it eats the Dark Pulse, knocks off my Clear Amulet. Head Smash kills Jugulis, which is great because I was kind of planning this out so that this Tailwind, I wanted Tailwind to expire right when Iron Jugulis died, so you couldn't get a second Tailwind up. Then maybe, if I have Sucker Punch and Bullet Punch and a couple Mons and a Mon lead, then maybe I can survive Tailwind and get through this. But with that burn damage on top of the recoil, Sudowoodo just can't hang on. And Basculegion comes to the party now, of course, and it's kind of donezo from here. I was really hoping that if Sudowoodo could have stayed light, it might have been different, but Last Respect kills. Snarl misses because I would go into the Fam Dimension, and then Joseph has a choice here of whether to. Now he has a 3-mon to 2 lead. Honestly, he could have done whatever. I think he switches, but it doesn't really matter. Even if he stayed, I think that he still pulls this away. I had to make a call here to whatever is Incineroar going to tear or not. I said that it probably won't, and if it doesn't, then I can maybe take it's going to be a roll. I calced it later. It was a roll to kill with Aura Sphere if it didn't Terra, but it did. So, it does about 17%. And then, now my Pokemon are snarled. You have a super bulky Politoed and an incredibly fast Basculegion in the back. It's done. We're donezo, and I'm specced into a move that doesn't do a lot of damage, so. At the end of the day, Scarf Basculegion. Scarf Swift Swim Basculegion was killer. And that's another L for the Dwarfums. So, we'll get next week, though. I feel good about next week. I know Leaf has only lost 1 game, but could be 2. Could be 2 coming up. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'll see you next week.